Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series, or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86 and today from S.H.Figuarts and Demon Slayer, I present to you Tomioka. This is the Water Hashira. I really like the way they designed this package. It's got the gold and the blue that really matches and it captures Tomioka's colors. I'm surprised they didn't include the red in there, but it works. On the back side of the box, you see Tomioka doing different poses and then you see all the different expressions that come with them. And if you're keeping track, this is the third figure from S.H.Figuarts that is representing Demon Slayer. On the last face is just the figure of Tomioka. Tomioka comes in one blister pack. Here you can see all the content of the figure. He's got the Nichiren sword and then he also has another version in the sheath. He's got a couple expressions and he's got various hand gestures. So let's check them out. So here we have the 360 of Giyu Tomioka, straight out of the box. As you can see, for first impressions of the figure, the Hiyori is cut up in many different sections, similar to what we saw of the Tanjiro figure from S.H.Figuarts. So this is one of the key differences between S.H.Figuarts and what BUZZmod is doing. BUZZmod is using the cloth for the Hioris, where S.H.Figuarts is following a similar pattern that Figma is doing, where they take the Hiyori and they cut it up into different sections to give you the movable joints. Hopefully the camera can capture the different sections of the Hiyori. So you have 3 sections for the back, then you have another 3 to create the lower back. The Hiyori going down the arms is divided into 4 different sections, so that is a lot of sections. And that is all to give you different poses and different types of articulations. The only key thing here is that the Hiyori pattern, especially on Giyu, is going to change on the left side because of the pattern. But other than that, the figure looks very similar to the one from BUZZmod. And once again, this is the Water Hashira. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this figure. The Hiyori sections that are within the main body, those are made out of that very soft rubber material. So be very careful when posing them because it will have a tendency to build memory. Here's a 360 comparison between the BUZZmod and the S.H.Figuarts versions of Tomioka, the Water Hashira. So as you can see, the S.H.Figuarts, which is the one on the left, is a little bit taller than the one from BUZZmod. The other key difference that I see here is the arm length. It seems like the BUZZmod version has longer arms, especially the hands. The hands are way bigger than the ones from the S.H.Figuarts variant. The other thing is the hair details. As you can see, the Tomioka from S.H.Figuarts, the hair has more definition and is also larger than the one from the BUZZmod. The one from the BUZZmod just has a couple cuts there, and then it's got the ponytail, which is not as big as the one from S.H.Figuarts. The other thing that you can see is the different cuts within the arm. So BUZZmod has the big cuts between the shoulder and the elbow, where on S.H.Figuarts you have the interconnect between the shoulder and the main body. Then you have 2 more sections between the bicep and the forearm. The other one is the legs. If you look at the legs, the one from BUZZmod still seems to have like a pear shape, where the S.H.Figuarts one seems a little bit more slimmer. And then you could also see how the joints are divided within the legs. The ones from S.H.Figuarts has more segments than the BUZZmod one. If you look at both of the face expressions, you will see that the eyes on the S.H.Figuarts one are more vibrant than the ones from BUZZmod. So that blue in Tomioka's eyes really shines on that S.H.Figuarts version than when we look at the BUZZmod one. Big question for you in the comments is, which one is sculpted better, the S.H.Figuarts one or the BUZZmod? To me, I want to say that the one from BUZZmod has a little bit more intricate details than the one from S.H.Figuarts. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts. I really think detail wise the BUZZmod figure is better, but articulation wise I'm gonna say that the S.H.Figuarts is the better one. So depending on what you're after, that will determine what figure you should go for. So if you want strong, good articulations, S.H.Figuarts is there for you. Now if you're after the face expressions and the details of the figure, then BUZZmod is the way to go, especially with the Haori being made out of cloth. And very soon we'll do the unboxing and we'll finish the review of the BUZZmod version of Tomioka, so stay tuned for that one. But for now, let's get back to the S.H.Figuarts version of Tomioka, the Water Hashira. Now let's check out what articulations come from this Tomioka from S.H.Figuarts. So right off the bat, he's got good neck movement, got good head movement, but if you notice, the movement's coming from the base of the neck, not really the head. The hair has a little bit of articulation, as you can see, so you can do 360 out of it, and he's got a little bit of movement here. So this is as high as it can go, this is as low, and it can go side to side. So that is something really good, that the hair won't be getting in the way. This is as high as the arms go, and once again the arm has this little extra section within the shoulder to help us achieve that reach. So here's your cross arms, a 360 of the bicep, a 360 of the arm. There's the elbow. Like we saw with Tanjiro, there's movement of the forearm within the sleeve of the Haori. Hopefully the camera can capture that for you. So you can get a nice 360 out of it. From the wrist, you get up and down, and you also get a 360. So overall, the arm has some really good articulation points. He has some really good chest movement. You just have to be careful because as you see on the back side, here's the cut line between the Haori from the upper section and the lower section. And as you can see, you can extend it. So here's low and then here's high. So once it's low, you don't get that much movement of the range. Torsion is coming between the abdominals and the chest. These pieces do not move, so they are fixed. But the bottom ones, you can move them. Far back, you can change the angle as well. And same thing for the middle one. So from right there, you can see how they're attached to the figure. And again, you gotta be careful because these are gonna build memory over time based on what poses you have with the figure. And then you also have to watch out because this little section is going to interfere with this section as well. So you want to be mindful of that as well when you're posing the figure. But again, the torsional rotation is coming between the lower half and the upper half of the chest. Here's your split. This is as high as the leg goes. This is as far back as it goes. So overall, really good leg movement. It's got some thigh rotation there. You can get 360 out of it actually. So here's something different. Between the knee and this little section here, you have some angles there. As you see, this is full up and then this is as low as it goes. But then the knee gives you this range of motion. So this is the knee. Then if you do this, boom. You see that? So that's as far as the knee goes. You can kind of see the cut pattern here to allow for that movement. Now for the ankles, this is as high as they go. This is as low. The toes, that's as the maximum that they go. And then you can get 360 out of them. And that is it. So overall, this Tomioka from S.H.Figuarts has some really good articulating points. Here's a close-up of the different expressions that come with Giyu. The first expression is the normal serious expression. The second one is the shock surprise one, followed by the angry action expression. And this one, he looks more like he's yelling. Then on the last one, you have the grunting expression, which honestly to me, it looks more like he's just biting his lips. Unless you get really caught up in the details, that's what it looks like at a glance. Let me know in the comments with your thoughts. Overall, I'm not too keen on the expressions that we got for this particular one. I think that we could have gotten a better action expression and a better one with the teeth grunting. But honestly, compared to the 3 expressions that came with the BUZZmod version, I want to say that S.H.Figuarts gave us the better range. From the BUZZmod one, you had one with the eyes closed, you had the neutral one, and then you had the action expression. and that one honestly is just as bad. So if I take my picking, I want to say the S.H.Figuarts one had the better expressions. Then I also gave you a close-up of the Tetsuba from the Water Hashira sword, and then on this one you can see the details of the markings on the sword itself. For this scene, I have Tomioka with the normal expression. This is the scene where he was protecting both Tanjiro, especially Nezuko, from Shinobu, as she was heading to strike and cut Nezuko's head off. He's getting ready to draw his sword to deflect Shinobu's attack. And I did this pose just to show you all the articulating points that you're getting out of this figure. So one key thing here is that I am able to bring the figure all the way down with the legs perfectly articulated to match the scene that I'm going for. The other thing is with the arm movements, especially the extra joints that we get within the arms to basically cross the arms all the way over to the other side. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Plus, the other thing that I like about these S.H.Figuarts versus the BUZZmod versions is that attaching the sword to the belt is a lot easier than the ones that BUZZmod does. If you recall, BUZZmod gives you that little loop that you have to push the sheath through, and that limits the angle that you can do. Where on the S.H.Figuarts, you can just press it on and you can rotate the angle, since you can get a really good 360 out of it depending on what type of motion you're going for. And you could also get a good look at the Tetsuba from the sword. Follow me on IG at Titandel86. One thing to note, when attaching the piece of the sword that goes into the sheath, be very careful because it's keyed. So if you missed a little detail, you're going to have a really hard time getting it in there, and you might end up breaking the piece off. So just be mindful of the orientation.
Why would you get in my way, Tomioka?
This is one of the scenes where he's doing one of his water style attacks against Shinosakawa. I gave Tomioka the grunting expression, which again to me is not really a good one. So in this one I used one of the water effect parts that came from the Tamashii Nations to complement the figure. In this one you can really see the articulating points and how the splits within the Hiyori really help capture the movement for the figure. He looks really amazing. I really like the details that he has, and I know we haven't focused on it, but if you look at the pattern of the Hiyori, that looks really amazing as well. And I was always wondering why his Hiyori was different from the rest of them, and by that I mean how it's split. So he has the dark burgundy red on one half, then the other half he's got the yellow with the green pattern. So if you notice from the Hashira training, that basically gave more background to show some of the history of why the Hiyori is half and half, and it also shows why he really is the way he is. To me, he's most of a loner. He doesn't really get along with the other Hashiras, and you get a hint of that in his conversation with Shinobu in the first season. So now that they developed his character story a little bit more, now we get to see more of who Tomioka really is, especially what his intentions was with Tanjiro. He really wanted Tanjiro to become the Water Hashira to replace him, because he didn't really feel like he deserved to be the Water Hashira or even a Hashira to begin with. He basically felt like he didn't belong with the rest of the crew. Now his story is starting to become complete, so hopefully at Infinity Castle we get to see more of this character.
7th form, drop ripple thrust.
I have Tomioka with the water effect part where he's doing one of his water breathing styles, and Shinosakawa is dodging it. I gave Shinosakawa the grunting expression, and I gave Tomioka the action expression. This is when both of them were sparring, and obviously here I'm using the real swords. I try to use the wooden swords that came with the BUZZmod figure of Shinosakawa, but one thing that I realized was that the wooden swords wouldn't really fit inside the Tomioka wrist. And that is something that I found odd, because honestly I was thinking that the wooden swords and even the swords that the BUZZmod characters carry were compatible with the wrist from the S.H.Figuarts. So that's another slight differences. If you look at the dimensions very closely, maybe that's why the hands are a little bit bigger. On this one I changed Shinosakawa's legs for the ones that come for the mat, and it's something that I mentioned in the last video of Shinosakawa. In case you haven't seen it, I suggest you go check it out for that review, but I did mention that you could swap them out, and that is basically what I'm showing you here. Let me know in the comments, who do you think would actually win between Tomioka and Shinosakawa? But overall in the series, I wasn't expecting these two characters to go head on, and this is kind of where Shinosakawa's frustration grew with Tomioka, where he didn't understand when he meant he wasn't the rest of them. In this one, Shinoshikawa kind of took offense to that in reference to thinking that Tomioka was basically saying that he was better than the rest of the Hashiras. But if he would have gotten to know Tomioka, he would have realized that his meaning was actually the opposite, where he basically felt inferior to them. So that's kind of what led to this particular scene of both of them sparring.
Water breathing. Fourth form. Striking tide.
For this scene, I have Tanjiro trying to break up the fight between Shinoshikawa and Tomioka. This is after the sparring match between Shinoshikawa and Tomioka resulted in both wooden swords getting broken. At that point, Shinoshikawa wanted to continue using fists. At that point, Tanjiro decided to stop the fight. So I gave Tomioka the shocked expression, Tanjiro's got the yelling one, and then Shinoshikawa's got the smiling grin one, because he was very eager to continue fighting. Overall, I really like this Tomioka figure from S.H.Figuarts. I really think they did a good job at getting us the articulation points and also getting the details from the character himself. I think on this one, S.H.Figuarts did a good job. I really like the Hiyori pattern that he has, and the articulation points were very phenomenal. I really like this particular figure, and comparing it back to the BUZZmod version, this one seems a little bit more alive. It is not fully detailed as the BUZZmod one is, but it did have some key differences, and one of the better differences was the articulating points that came with this figure, and the other one is that it had better expressions. In general, both of them, I want to say that the expressions could have been better, but comparing both of these side by side on who did it better, I want to say that S.H.Figuarts did the better expressions than the BUZZmod variant. And it seems that S.H.Figuarts is starting to give us more Demon Slayer figures. Right now I haven't seen anything else coming from BUZZmod other than we're waiting for Shinoshikawa's brother, Genya. Once that character comes out, obviously we'll have a big review of it here. That is all I have for you today. If you like what you have seen, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new one. Thank you and bye.
Police, wait a second! You can't just kill each other!
Do me a favor and shut the hell up! Then what happened to that restraining order you have?